I'm here to tell you something I have never spoken about publicly before. Something that changed the entire direction of my career, my design practice, the way I see every space I walk into today, and honestly, it also changed the way I see myself. My name is Sakshi Gihani. I'm an interior designer based in Mumbai, and I have been designing spaces for over 13 years. For most of those years, I ran a studio called Innover by Sakshi Gihani. We designed homes, commercial spaces, and hospitality projects. We won awards, we collaborated with leading brands, we built a portfolio that I am genuinely proud of. And then in 2025, life pressed pause in the most unexpected way. I was personally navigating a diagnosis of deep infiltrating endometriosis and pelvic congestion. Two conditions that had been quietly affecting my health and life for years without a name. That year, I stepped away from the studio for a while. Well, not completely, but significantly. And for the first time in over a decade, I slowed down enough to actually look at the world around me. In that slowness, in hospital waiting rooms, in recovery at home, in the quiet between appointments, I started noticing things I had never registered before. How the air in certain rooms felt heavy, thick, almost suffocating. And I don't mean this poetically. I mean the actual physical air quality in enclosed synthetic spaces. And hence I started researching. And what I found genuinely disturbed me. Most conventional interior materials, the paints, the adhesives, the boards we use to build furniture, the flooring, the sealants, they emit what are called volatile organic compounds, VOCs. These are chemical gases that are released into the air we breathe, sometimes for years after installation. Research links prolonged VOC exposure, headaches, respiratory issues, hormonal disruption, and in some cases, long-term organ damage. And these are materials I had specified in project after project, in people's homes, in spaces where families slept, ate, and raised their children. And then there was the disconnection from nature. I began to understand, well, really understand, not just intellectually, that our bodies are not designed for the environments we have built for ourselves. We evolved in nature, in sunlight and earth and wind and green. And yet somehow we have systematically removed all of that from our homes, our offices, our cities. There is research, solid reviewed research, showing that access to natural light directly affects our cortisol levels and sleep quality. That having plants and greenery in a space measurably reduces stress hormones. That even the sound of water or bird song lowers blood pressure. We know this. We have always known this. The science is clear. And yet, somehow, we design homes as though none of it exists. And I had been one of those designers. So I made a decision, not an easy one, but a clear one. I was going to rebuild my design practice from the ground up with different values, different materials, a different idea of what good design actually means. I spent the better part of last year researching, reading about biophilic design, reading about passive cooling, rainwater harvesting, low VOC materials, regenerative land use, off-grid systems, visiting farms, retreats, and sustainable homes. Talking to people who had made this shift in their own lives. And from all of that, Swaru Atelier was born. Swaru Atelier is a sustainable interior design studio, and our work is focused specifically on 4 types of spaces: farm stays and farmhouses, spaces rooted in land, in slow rhythms, in a connection to where food comes from and how the earth works, holiday homes and second homes. Retreats that are designed not just to look beautiful, but to actually help you decompress, rest, and feel restored. Wellness retreats and healing spaces. Environments that are intentionally designed to support the mental, physical, and emotional well-being of the people inside them. And sustainable homes. Residences built with materials and systems that are kind to the body and to the planet. Low VOC, passive cooling, rainwater harvesting, solar, native landscaping, not as features but as a standard. Every project we take on integrates a minimum of 20% sustainable elements, not as a checkbox, as a commitment. Because I believe deeply that how a space is built determines how it feels to live in it, and how it feels to live in it determines the quality of your life. Now, I want to tell you what this channel is going to be. Every month, I'm going to share everything I know about sustainable design. Not in a jargon-heavy, technical way, but in a way that is genuinely useful, practical, and applicable. Whether you are a homeowner, a designer, or someone who cares about how your environment affects your health. We will talk about biophilic design, we will break down the truth about building materials, we will explore farm stays and wellness retreats from a designer's perspective. We will have conversations with farm stay owners, artisans, and people living more sustainably in India. And eventually, we will go behind the scenes of real Swaru Atelier projects. If you are new here, welcome. I'm really glad you found this. If you have been following me since my Innova days, thank you genuinely. This is still me, just more purposeful and more aligned with what I actually believe design should be. Subscribe if you want to learn about sustainable design, nature-connected living, and how the spaces around you can genuinely support your well-being. And if you are planning a farm stay, a holiday home, or a sustainable home, and you want a designer who will approach it with this level of intention, my link is in the description below. Thank you for being here. I will see you in the next video.